Hey, what's up? Andrew Kramer here, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a movie trailer title. You know the ones. Here it is. They all have shine coming off of them, and they all fly in like bright. Like all of them, pretty sure. Anyway, new comp. Use your settings, and we're going to take the text tool, and we'll write standard coming soon. Bring up your let's see, action safe here, and we're going to center this text up. Control R, bring up our guides there, and let's just make sure it's right in the center. And then we're going to take the pan behind tool, and I'm going to center the anchor point to the center of the comp, and just has to be pretty close, and that should work well. So now we have our coming soon text, and we're going to simply scale it from about a zillion down in. So set a keyframe at about 10 frames or so, 100%, and then come back to the beginning and hold down shift and just scale it ridiculously. And actually, let's move the center to the middle of the G so that it kind of comes in right there, and then we can scale past that point. Okay. And then we have to do an exponential scale. So we'll select both of the keyframes, right click, keyframe assistant, choose exponential scale. Probably can't see that, but exponential scale. And that just generates some keyframes that make this look right. And we'll turn on the motion blur for both layers, and there you have it. Now, like we did previously, we're going to animate the tracking. So I'm just bringing up the text options and animate tracking, and set the tracking amount to 0. We'll move forward about 4 seconds, and we'll just track a little bit. F9, give that a easy ease curve. So it comes in and goes out like that. Perfect. That's what they all do. And I do have this nice ice render background. And we don't really need a background, but it's here. And just to scale it down. And then I'm going to choose Effect, Color Correction, Curves, and we'll darken it a bit. Tint to bring down some of the saturation because it gets a bit intense there. That's looking pretty good. And now with the coming soon, we'll go and give it the patented ramp. Where'd it go? And we'll change it from white to a blue color and bring the top and bottom in so we have a nice gradient. I'm going to choose Effect, layer selected, Effect, Perspective, Drop Shadow. And we'll set the softness to 3 and the distance to 2 or 3, and just bring the opacity up. Coming soon. Let's check it out. Looks good. Let's create a new black solid. And we'll call this Flare. We'll choose Effect, Generate, Lens Flare. Gotta love this effect. And just put it right in the center. You just move this little thing to get it right there. And then we're going to choose Effect, Color Correction, Tint, black and white, Color Correction, Curves, and we're going to give it some color. And we'll go to the red channel of the curves, and we'll just bring it down some. Go to the blue channel, bring it up some. Then if we go back to the red channel, we're going to sort of create a warmer interior. And we'll change the transfer mode to add. And then we're going to scale this up to match. So we'll scale it up, set a keyframe, go forward. Let's see, the title. Last pretty short amount of time. And we'll scale this back down to nothing. And again, select the layers, right click. Oh, can't have negative numbers. There you go. Exponential scale. And our flare kind of turns on and off. Now let's select the flare keyframes and extend this out some so that it lasts a little bit longer because it's a little quick. That looks good. And we want the flare to be behind the text. And of course you can just match this up however you like. That's a pretty cool looking variation. Now, what about that fancy shine business? Well, what we're going to do is duplicate the coming soon text at this point. We'll shut these effects off. And we're going to choose Effect, Blur, CC Radial Fast Blur. And this is on your After Effects install disk, Sitecore Effects. And we're going to play around with this fast blur. And it's a pretty cool effect. And we can make it pretty bright. Keyframe the center and the amount. And then you simply just, you move the point. Maybe bring the intensity down a little bit. And we'll change the transfer mode. We'll put it underneath. And we'll change the transfer mode to, I don't know, whatever looks good. If you hold down Shift and plus with the layer selected, you can toggle through the different transfer modes. You can also hit the minus key also. I'll go ahead and make the background a little darker here. And then with the layer selected, we're going to choose Effect, Color Correction, Hue, and Saturation. And if we check Colorize, we can add a little bit of color to this. So we'll give it, I don't know, whatever. Looks kind of wild. Looks kind of cool. Coming soon is a little dull. Let's brighten it up some. Okay, so this comes in. Got a nice shine effect. Looking good. Anyway, pretty straightforward effect. And of course, you can animate the radial fast blur, play around with this. But be careful, don't use the regular radial blur because that thing takes forever to render. Believe me. Anyway, I hope you found this tutorial useful. Also, I just want to point out, here are the sounds I used. So you can kind of see how they're lined up. Pretty straightforward. And then also one quick tip, if you just select the layer and hit L, it brings up the audio levels. I'm not sure if I showed you that earlier. But anyway, I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. I also want to show you some really cool ways to spice up some of the effects in the sound effects collection. So stick around, I'm going to show you that in just a second. Anyway, my name's Andrew Kramer, and thanks for watching.